Okay, just wanted to do a quick little documentation. I just kind of went around the yard today and did a silly little chop and drop style assault on the bulbs, mostly to keep them from flowering, also to try to knock back how much energy they're pumping down into their roots and bulbs. I just whacked and dropped that arum, and I kind of came all through here really aggressively, and I need to pick all this up, but I have other things I need to do right now, so I need to get through all in here much more thoroughly. But I just kind of came through, whacked all the bulbs and the arum that I could see. Had to go a little slow through here where the columbine and the heuchera are. But yeah, I just kind of came through and laid waste to the bulbs. I'll rake all this up, and I think later on, if I have time, I'll try to carefully dig some of the stuff out of here as I can, free up a bit more room, but hopefully that will at least prevent things from going to seed too fast, and you know, will interrupt the energy flow down to the roots. So that's my goal. Hopefully I did what was needed to accomplish that goal. But yeah, time to get back inside and do dinner. It's really warm over here. It's cooking. Okay, so I started cleaning up in this bed and I forgot to get a pre-shot for filming, but I've been slowly just kind of moving through, cleaning out all the lop and drop bulbs I cut, and then starting to try to dig them out. But look at how deep some of these go. This is ridiculous. I just dug up this clump, but like, this is what was showing above ground, and like, this is everything that was below ground, and it was just like curved around and kept on going. That is like almost a foot of bulbs down in the ground, which is just pretty impressive. In any case, I think this is going to be really slow going through here, especially wanting to keep the columbine, the alum root, some of this other stuff. But it's amazing how moist the soil is in this corner, just where it's retained the shade from this fence right here. Anyway, so I think it's going to be a really good woodland area if I can get it prepped and cleaned up nice. So I'm really excited, and I'll try to take more progress shots from here on out. Okay, really haven't made very much progress, but soil through here is really different than it is in the front yard and the side yard beds. It feels like much, I don't know if it's like, it's not compacted, but it feels like it hasn't been disturbed in eons, and so like that loose mixed kind of garden bed soil, this stuff is not it. And the fact that those bulbs are like way down in there, and like it's hard to get underneath the bulbs because they're really deep, and then the soil around them is pretty like solid and not at all loose, and I'm trying to be careful of the roots. It's just really slow going, but at least it's a beautiful day to be out here working. Okay, so this is what an hour and a half bought me. I don't know if you can tell. There was bulbs down in here I dug out, mostly, I think. I had to move these pots when I was working, but I put them back. And you can see I kind of got down around under the spurge, and just this little area here. I need to get some wood chips on it. In any case, that's what I got done so far. It's going to be tackling it in small bits, I think, just because of the way soil is, existing plants. I already talked about all that. Okay, I'll keep plucking away at it. Good morning. Getting back at it again. Gonna try to tackle this little corner and maybe kind of come around here and get some of this stuff, and there's some more back in there behind the columbine. Yeah, but it's a nice morning. It's kind of kind of warm. Things are in bloom. Sky is blue. Plants are looking fun and happy. Got all of a sudden I had a bunch of lupin pop up. So I originally just had the one plant, and now I'm gonna have, I think, if this guy pulls through right here, then I will have 6 at least. not including the one over there, so we'll see. This poor stressed out camas is putting up flower heads, so that's kind of exciting. Wisteria has just been really fun. Smells nice. Look at those flowers. Beautiful. Anyway, back to work. Okay, making some progress. This stuff was really slow going. There were bulbs in here, there were bulbs right here under the side, there are bulbs back there behind the fern, but kind of picked away at it. A lot of them I couldn't get the actual bulb out. I just had I tried and I would dig for it, but not to much avail in any case. It's looking cleaned up kind of down around this area and through here. This, I don't have to be quite as careful because aside from the ferns, there's not as much I want to keep around here, but it is going to be tricky working because it's all under the rhododendron. And I have these anemones that I thought I ripped up, but they're coming back. We'll see if I can make it around this corner or not, but we'll get there. I've been digging out some Italian arum under here, and take a look at this. Take a look. I don't know if I can pull it out, but this was this is the tuber, and look at all those corms breaking off. Just barely caught that in my fingers. What a mess. This was huge. Anyway, and there's still all these pieces of it down here. The roots on this thing were just incredible. I don't know, I might be picking through this for a while, but this is probably the biggest root tuber I'd seen of that stuff yet, so I thought I'd take a pause and show you guys. Okay, I'm all done for the day. You can see there's a lot of exposed soil. I was kind of hoping to do more and then be able to bring in some wood chips to put in the areas that I've cleaned up already. I'd really like to keep the soil covered so the stuff doesn't dry out too much. It's been hot these last few days, but I guess I have more weekend ahead. Today's Friday, so might be able to get after some of the stuff in the mornings in the next few days. Didn't get any of that, but dug out some pretty substantial arum out of there, so I'm feeling satisfied. It's been, I think as I get things cleaned up, it's starting to feel like, and things are greening up and in bloom, it's starting to feel really peaceful out here. Charlie feels really peaceful. Anyway, I think this area will be really neat when I could get the huckleberry planted. I'd like to get some bunchberry dogwood down in here. Get those, I think, fawn lilies, if they can get established in future years, and have some nice fawn lily ground cover down through here. It would just be so lovely. We'll see. It'll take a long time to come together, but I'm feeling good about it. Alright, took a few days, but I finally got this area wood chipped, and this area over here. I actually found quite a bit of nice chunks of decaying wood as I was trying to clean up the area down and around these ferns. I'm thinking later I might try to relocate these ferns. I think they're happy under the rhododendron, but it just creates this big ol' mass, and it's frankly quite hard to maintain the vegetation down under there. I also did try to do some bulb digging over here. I didn't get this area wood chipped. And there's weeds popping up, and it was actually really challenging. In here, they just kept breaking off every time I tried to dig them up. So, don't know what to do about that, but feeling good that I at least was able to put a dent in this area. And that's all for today.